everyone, it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So today, friends, it is time for the second video in my new Summerween series where I am deconstructing my 2022 October daily album, and I am repurposing what I can, redoing the rest, and putting it into a life crafted album. So the album that I created in 2022 was an altered children's book, and it just didn't end up holding the test of time here for me. And I just think that I will really enjoy looking back on these memories a lot more if I have them in a life crafted album. So that's what I've decided to do. So for today's video, I already have everything ready to go. So before I turn the camera on, I looked through the previous album from 2022, and the next 4 stories that I told were the pumpkin patch, my birthday, and then a couple small ones. One was just some fun Halloween selfies, and then the other was about my Patreon's 1 year at that time. So we're going to be starting with the pumpkin patch, and I am trying to go in somewhat of a chronological order based on the previous album. Now, if they don't go perfectly in chronological, I don't care about that. I just am trying to make sure that I get all the stories told that I do want to put into this new album. So the pumpkin patch, of course, I had a ton of photos. So I've really been trying to keep things super simple for this album redo. I have a lot of other things on the horizon that I'm going to be working on here in the next upcoming months. So I didn't want to give myself a big project that I wouldn't easily be able to finish. So I definitely wanted to have this album from 2022 completed far before October daily of this current year, 2024. So I wanted to keep things as simple as possible. And I did have a lot of photos from this particular event. So what I ended up doing was I printed off 2 of them. One, you can see I'm in the photo. The other is just of the pumpkins. I printed those off actually at a 5.2 by 8.2 size. So the life crafted album, typically you're going to see the pages as like a little bit over a 4 by 8, but I decided to make these a little bigger so that I could include my holes in these photos. So you're going to see that as we go. Whenever I punch the holes, they are going to be punched directly into the photos. I don't use the adhesive strips or anything like that. And that was just something that I kind of decided that I wanted to do. So here to hold all of the other photos, I grabbed one of the 3x4, like stacked on top of each other, the little 3x4 pocket pages from Citrus Twist. And I've actually also grabbed out the Simple Stories, I think they're Simple Stories, flip pockets. So you're going to see here that I'm adding 3 photos to each side along with a like journaling card or filler card. And so that is a way that I'm able to add in all the photos that I need. So over here, you'll see that picture of Will. Then I'm messing with the journaling card right now. And whenever you flip that up, there's 2 other hidden photos below that. So I did grab out also my tab punch, which is super come in handy. It's one of my favorite punches that I've ever bought. And I grabbed that, and I'm using the really honestly super cool new stamp set from LA Studio. Is the content stamp, and it is so clever. It has all kinds of words, like this one says lift here, or it will say pull here, or keepsakes inside, or details inside, just all kinds of fun little stamps that you can add to all of your hidden photos, hidden journaling, things like that. I just thought that was so genius, and I absolutely am very excited to use that stamp set all over my projects this year. So I added that. I added in my journaling. Whenever I'm adding in the journaling, I'm either using the exact handwritten journaling from my 2022 project, or I am retyping what I said in 2022, maybe tweaking it just a bit, but basically just adding those same thoughts into a typed version for this new album. So the next story is all about my birthday. So I do have an October birthday, 10/10, and I'm always very, very happy whenever October rolls around. It's my favorite month of the year, and I love getting to celebrate my birthday during that magical, magical month. So luckily, I was able to re-find the photo of my cake. I added on a 36 in this, actually the same alphas or numbers that I used previously in that old album. So that worked out very nicely, kind of decorated it just a little bit. Of course, that picture of the cake is adhered on the back of the pumpkin patch photo. As you can see here, I'm adding on just a part of an adhesive strip so that I can add on the holes so that it'll go easily into my album. But that little tag came directly out of the 2022 album. Also, I ended up using that large tag there that has the 3 photos on it. That also came out of the 2022 album. So that's kind of what my idea is with the deconstructing album idea, is that if I have little bits and pieces that I can use from the previous project, I will try to use them. So in this case, I did not still have those pictures from my birthday, the one of me and my mom, the one of the sushi that we got, and then I had a picture of the TV screen when we were watching Scream. So that really came in handy that I had all of those photos just on a tag that I had created. So I was able to just add an adhesive strip to it and put it right into this album. Now, the back side of that birthday page is this witch children's book print here that you're seeing. Now, I do end up covering that up. I think it's adorable, and I definitely could have kept it in the album, but I just ended up covering it up with a different photo, and I'm really happy that I did. But I definitely love the idea of incorporating the children's book pages into your albums and projects. That's been really fun. But for this particular project, I do end up covering it up as we go. But speaking of grabbing out bits and pieces from that older album, these 2 selfies here, which I was just using another fun filter off of Instagram, it's the devil filter. These I just took directly out of that old album from 2022 as well. So I just adhered them. They're a little smaller photos. So I just adhered them down to just some of the pattern paper. I am using the exact little tag there from the previous album as well that had my journaling on it. So you can see that the bottom photo, instead of just adhering it down, I used red line tape and only adhered it on 3 sides. So then I could pop that little tag behind it, and then you can slip the tag up and down to make it easier. Since it is in a pocket, you'll notice that I use the X-Acto knife there to just slit the pocket a little bit, and there you have it. I'm using the tab punch just to add a little tab to the top, mostly for color and pattern. Now on the back, I do have a picture of my word board thing, whatever those are called, little message board that I have in my craft room. And it says Leilani Scraps Patreon 1 year this October or something like that. So back in 2022, I was celebrating 1 year. So I do have a picture of the board. So that photo is on the back of one of these little selfies. And then I also included one of my favorite ephemera cut apart pieces, which is that pinup witch. Now I do have a little bit of journaling that I printed off. So probably in the next video, as I continue this project, I will add in the journaling for my Patreon. I just wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to do it there, and that's why I did not do it. So here I am grabbing another cut apart that I had from the Prima Luna collection there that says Hey Pumpkin, and I thought that that would just be cute to pop onto that large photo of the pumpkins. And also it's covered up right now, but if you notice on that larger photo with me and the pumpkins, there is right there, it is a pink a spider web heart with a little sticker in the middle. That also just came out of the previous album, and I must have stuck it down at some point along the way, and I don't think it was in this video. So here I'm starting to kind of assemble everything, getting it all going. And I love the idea of having some things out of the page protector, some things in the page protector, larger photos mixed with small ones, little tiny like cards to flip mixed with, full size pages. It's just really fun to flip through albums like that, I think. So I was really enjoying that. I used this light pink washi in the first video, so I thought that I would add it on to this one. So just I'm covering up those adhesive strips here, and some of them I'm leaving clear, some of them I'm covering up. It's just kind of an aesthetic reasoning there. I just thought that it would be cute to add in a pop of color. And then here's where I grab out that Ellie Studio stamp set again, and this one says details inside. So this is another example. They are just so cute. So I'm going to fussy cut that out, and I'm going to add it onto that bottom devil photo. And I just think it's really fun because then you're kind of notating that that tag has something in it. It's not just decorative, but you can actually pull the tag up and read my journaling. So I just adore this stamp set. I mean, honestly, whenever I first saw it, I was like, wow, this is so smart. I love a stamp set like that. That's something I can use over and over. Like, I love my 5-star stamp that I use all the time to rate things, or this one I just think is so practical and it'll be so fun to use in like just a huge variety of projects. So then I remembered that I did have this special piece of transparency that has the little black cat heads on it. So I decided to cut a little bit of that down. So I'm punching holes and kind of cutting it down here. And then I'm going to get it to the correct size. I'm going to go ahead and round 2 of the corners. And I just thought that it was kind of fun, just completely as a decorative element to go here, but I really like it. And I think I might also add a little piece to the very front of the album to go like in front of the title page. I might do that. I definitely have enough left to add one more page in there, and I do think that it's really cute and it gives a different texture and all that kind of fun stuff. So I'm going to add that on. I might put like a freehand heart or something on the top of it. We'll see. Sometimes I go back and add things to some of my previous pages as we go. It's just fluid while I'm working on the album. So we'll see what happens. So here's where I decided to cover up that children's book page. So, originally when I did the album in 2022, I used a couple different children's books as like my cover, and I used some of the pages throughout. And I totally could have kept it if I wanted to, but I just thought that it would, to me, make more sense to add on a photo of me and Will. So I had this selfie of me and Will that I actually already had printed off from like 2022. So that worked out nicely. I just cut it down and added it onto the back of that tag. And I just really like it because I didn't honestly have a story or a place to put this picture of me and Will. And I thought that it just kind of worked nicely to have this the selfie here of us, and then also the selfies of me, and they all have a filter on them to just like really have a little section about the fun Instagram filters. I love doing Instagram filters during the holidays, especially Halloween, because they have so many good ones that like fully transform you. And it's like you can seem like you're wearing a costume or something, or like you're super festive whenever you're not. You're just in your PJs, sitting in the craft room, but it really makes it feel like something special. So I enjoy that a lot. Here, I'm just changing out the ribbon in the top of that tag, and I really like the way that that looks. I love that pop of the brighter pink. I've been trying to add that throughout. And then I think the only thing I'm going to do that I have to do left is right here. So I didn't want to add a photo or anything on this page because I didn't want it to get too busy with all of those little 2x2s and the sequins and all of that. So what I decided to do was I printed off that quote that we all love. I'm so glad that I live in a world where there are Octobers. So I printed that off. I actually used the sticker paper that is the white sticker paper because I I wanted it to have that look where I like cut the paper. And then I just freehand cut a little wonky heart there, and I'm going to add that on so that you can see it. And I love just having an easy quote there to just let your eye rest. And then you can move into all of the new pages that I did today. So here I'm going to give you a quick flip through of what I worked on. I'm really glad that this album is coming along. We're definitely going to have a couple more videos to finish everything up, but it feels really good to be working on this. And it's so fun to get to kind of transform into Halloween time whenever we are in the middle of hot summer. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like, and please also consider subscribing. And of course, I'll be back at you super soon with another video. Bye, y'all.